can edit stuff. We're dead. Our brains have exploded and we're dead.
Yes. It's all right. So we have some sugar-free wine. Don't judge us.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. So today was KetoCon day 2. Very good. What's your overall impression of the thing as a whole?
Have you done a keto convention? So my first experience has been, I've been to conferences before, and I never cared about the people, like the attendees. And I feel like at KetoCon, we're all kind of on this journey together, and so we have this thing that unites us. And so it's been really cool to just be in line for something and talk to someone, and you just have already these like established things that you have in common, and you can be like, oh, I'm into this doctor, or oh, I've been this way, like, are you keto, are you carnivore, where are you, how's it going, like, what's your why? Like, it's been very cool. And the other thing is, like, I feel like with Dr. Barry, I've been spoiled by not being sold a bunch of crap.
Yes, that's
And
true.
so seeing all these vendors, having come from the medical space already, I'm just very like dubious of anybody trying to sell me stuff. And like that's the entire exhibition floor is just people trying to sell you stuff. And I just kind of expected.
And some of the talks are
And-
just people trying to sell you stuff.
Yeah, like
Which I wasn't expecting.
I paid money
Right,
to
to come
learn
here.
and meet people I respected, and then like I go to this talk and it's like carefully crafted title,
Try my product.
and then it's just like, so this is why you should try my supplement. And I'm like, I didn't come here to try a supplement.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like
need answers.
ancient healing techniques is not why your sauna is better than other people's sauna. That was a little disappointing.
I do want to buy a sauna.
Yeah, but you're very easily marketed too.
I am, and I one day will be in the market for sauna. So and this is
Advertising.
much cheaper than the other person's.
Yeah.
Sirens. Oh, you know what? We might have to start all this again. This stupid AC.
Well, I think my first take was so good.
I thought it was too. This is the YouTube life. All right, here. Cut all the stuff in front of it. All right, we're dead. We're dead. Our brains have exploded and we're dead. Peace out, YouTube. Now, we just survived day 2 of KetoCon, and we have some delicious sugar-free wine. Don't judge us.
Sugar free.
It's sugar-free, so, yeah, low carbish. All right, so what was your overall impression of KetoCon? This is our second take, I'm sorry.
It's so good the first time. I guess the thing that was most impactful for me was the people sitting next to me in the classes, or the people next to me in line who just, you know, spark up friendly conversation, and you automatically have like things in common, something to talk about. You know, somebody's kind of on your same like-minded people.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, I live a weird lifestyle too. Like, I go home and eat ground beef instead of going out and eating the chips and queso, which is
Delicious.
so good in Austin and tempting. So I really enjoyed, you know, my thing. I love Dr. Barry, and I'm one of his tribe members, and so kind of meeting some of the other people in the tribe is cool. I've had small interactions with them online, and so it's just like, oh, this is you. This is how
In
you are
person.
in real life.
People are much taller or much shorter than they are, or you think they are on YouTube. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of bizarre
Yeah.
seeing these people from the screen in real life.
Yeah. Or like you just walk by and they're like, oh my god, it's that YouTube star that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know everything about that person, and they don't know me at all.
Yeah.
It is really wild.
It is weird to have it, and maybe one day that'll be you. They'll walk by and they're like, oh, I know you. And you'll be like, what?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe one
Maybe.
day. Fingers crossed, right? All right, so what was the most annoying thing? What annoyed you most?
Being sold stuff.
Yeah.
Paying hard earned lots of money. I
Lots
can
of money.
learn a lot on
YouTube for free. Yeah.
without having to travel
Right.
and get an Airbnb and
A
sit
sucky
in
one.
classes and be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I can learn a lot on YouTube. I paid good money to come to this conference to learn from a more diverse group, but what I got was a lot of sales pitches for supplements
Yeah.
and contraptions that are insanely expensive. And you know, I already I have distrust for all things like the medical community, which, you know, I'm a nurse, so I understand the medical indoctrination and narrative, and also the other side of that with the snake oil and all of the
Hoodoo.
hooey.
But we did
Snake
try
oil.
one thing.
This place has so many weird noises.
Yeah, it's awful. We did try one thing that was not hoodoo, and we were very surprised. The
Well,
pulse
I'm not sure if it's hoodoo or not, but it felt
so good.
crazy.
It did feel crazy. Like the places I have my autoimmune, it was like digging into that. Like I could feel it in my joints, like in my ball socket of my hip.
It was like a massage for
Yeah.
your bone joints.
Like a TENS unit, but for bones. And it was
Yes.
wild. It was wild.
Like-
I'll have some footage later about that.
He asked where our pain was, and it's funny because we both said our lower back, which is true,
Yeah.
but we didn't mention our hips, which is
Right.
also true,
Right, that
but
is.
to a lesser degree sometimes. And both of us were like, oh! I mean, it just lit up
Yeah.
those joints that constantly are in pain. And it was like the feeling of you just sat on this thing and you pushed a button, and it felt like that feeling where you need to pop a joint, but you're not quite there yet. Like it's just about to happen, so it kind of hurts, but also kind of feels good, and like you feel like the relief is coming if you just stick it out. And I do feel like I felt looser and less pain after that.
Yeah. Because this is no joke, conference-wise. There are no breaks.
No,
There is no lunch.
no,
It is, you leave one class, you go to the next class, then you go to the next class, and you go to the next
Like
class. Then
5
you go to the
minutes
next
in
class, then you
between.
go to the next class. Like, if you want to see
Back
them, I
to
mean, I guess
back.
you don't have to, but they
I
are
was trying
back
to get
to back.
my money's worth.
Right.
And then
I
I
was
leave
all the things.
leave a class that was like, oh, here's the science of why you should buy my product, my supplement. That's why this works. I'm just like, not here for that. I'm not here for that.
Right.
Maybe I should
Today
have
was
gone.
more of that. I think yesterday was less.
Maybe you should have gone to Keto Denver. They say that one's more scientific. I like the scientific nitty gritty
Yeah.
biochemistry type stuff, and I just feel like I haven't learned. I think I picked crappy ones. I feel like all the ones you
Maybe.
picked were better.
I picked great ones. I have learned so much. I have pages and pages and pages and pages of notes. And we have brain overload.
Yes.
Like, seriously. Yesterday we felt great. We were like, oh, that wasn't so bad. I thought we'd be
Yeah.
totally exhausted, but we weren't. And we went to, Stabby Rake Land and
Well,
booked it
we're
out
also
there
working
and-
off of no sleep, and
Right.
the energy we had yesterday was just mainly cortisol and stress,
Right.
and now we're just
But anticipation also, like, we're here, it's Austin, we
Yeah.
haven't been here in a while, and then we're like, is this what it is?
because we're both moms and don't get to do stuff like
And
this.
we live in the country,
yeah.
in the beautiful, quiet, lovely country, and not in the junkie infested city. Very, very, this has changed. Austin now is not Austin from 10 years ago.
Well, we're also in the ghetto.
Yeah, we're downtown.
There are nicer parts of Austin, and there's
Right.
still good things, but we are
Yeah,
not in
we're
them
not
right
in
now.
them. We are in a glorified dorm room, and when you're in your 30s and 40s, it's not the best. Sometimes Airbnb can be a toss up, but we just wanted a place where we could cook. So,
But
we
not
cooked.
sleep.
Yeah, but not sleep. We can't sleep. We didn't sleep at all. The stupid window, you can't see it, but there's like a window. It's a loft, so there's no walls or doors around the bed that we have to share and snuggle. But this window let in the light all night. I got like 4 hours of only light sleep. No deep sleep almost no REM.
And we spent all yesterday learning about how important that deep
Sleep
sleep is. And then they were
yes.
like, you can't have
And we
it.
get none.
Nothing.
All right. Well, what was the most memorable moment for you over the past 2 days?
I feel like you should be answering the same questions. What is your overall impression of KetoCon?
I like it. I like you said on the first take, but didn't quite get to on the second take, was the people.
Yeah.
You know, you feel like you belong to a tribe.
Meeting your community.
Yes.
Yes.
We're all in this together. We're all at different stages of our journey. Some of us haven't started. Some of us are OGs. Some of us are in between.
And everyone's pretty well educated. Like,
yeah. We've all watched YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, people knew what glutathione was and the different tests for thyroid and, you know, sciencey stuff that you wouldn't.
And I think primarily it's lay people. It's
Yeah.
not people in the space trying to sell stuff. I mean, those
Right.
guys are in the classes and they are on the exhibition floor, but I think the general attendees are people like you and me just trying to fix our metabolism and our health and,
Yeah.
you know, educate ourselves. And that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because the only conferences I've ever been to were for my work, my trade, you know?
I went to a prophecy conference. Those are fun too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, in Denver. Me and Dawn, when we went to the prophecy workers conference. That was awesome. So I would say my most annoying moment was when they listed on the schedule the entrepreneurial mastermind at 7 a.m. So we wake up at 5 a.m. and get ready and we go. There's no indication on the schedule that's not for general attendees. That's for some entrepreneur special ticket we didn't know existed. So we get there, we walked there.
Yes,
Yeah.
almost a mile one
Yeah.
way.
We walked there, get turned away at the door, had to come back home.
Let me also say that I am not a morning person. We got terrible sleep.
Oh, almost not.
This girl's like, let's wake up at 5 a.m. so we can eat breakfast because we were starving yesterday.
Yes, we starved all day.
Starved
we survived
all
on
day.
like keto brick samples and carnivore snack samples. And
So we were very determined to make sure we did not starve at all today. And so she's like, get up at 5 and we'll take
Make
showers and eat
pack
breakfast.
lunch.
Pack lunch, walk the 20 minutes or less
Yeah.
and get coffee and go to the thing. And then we get turned away.
Yeah,
And
because
I
we
was
couldn't
like,
go. We couldn't be entrepreneurial minded.
Have laid in bed.
I know. Well, we would have just been laying in bed though. We wouldn't have been actually sleeping. We would have been laying there irritated. Like, this place is so noisy. Why is it so noisy? Why is it so bright?
How do people live this
How do
way?
people live like this? Like bees. I don't get it. I
No,
don't like it.
no.
So what was your biggest takeaway? Like what the biggest thing you've learned
Well, I would
so
say
far?
a lot of it I already know.
Right.
A lot of it I'm a little distrustful of, you know, with the sales pitches and whatnot.
Right.
But I think my new goals because of what I've learned and seen is sleep hygiene
Yes.
and circadian rhythm. I feel like that's something I've always wanted to clean up, but haven't had the push to do. And so now I feel more passionate about that. Gonna go buy some blue blockers. Maybe we can do that later.
Ooh.
And I think really just that. Because I'm at a place where I'm just looking for longevity in this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have this super intense why of losing weight or keeping an autoimmune disease at bay. I mean, like my psoriasis is minimal already, and it also has not gone away with carnivore or keto. It's a little bit less intense. So for me, it's just, I know this is the way.
Yeah.
I know this is the truth, and I want to live a healthy life, and so that's why I'm doing it. So as far as like big giant goals or things that I think I need to pursue, it's the sleep.
The sleep. Yeah,
What about
sleep
you?
hygiene. For me, I mean, I really need to like go over my notes and process because there's a lot of connections that have been made
From
in the
different
notes from the
talks.
different topics.
That's cool.
Overall, I'd say liver health.
Mm.
So far, I've heard that from like 4 or 5 people. Liver health and genetic health. So one of my biggest takeaways is I want to get the genetic testing from the DNA company, but it's $500. It's
But
like,
I also don't trust, like, what do they do with your DNA and your data?
I don't even care. What are they going to do it with? I mean, the AI, what, going to make another me and be like, here, would you like some food? I mean, what's it going to do?
I
But,
don't know.
I mean, DNA privacy is an issue.
Yeah.
But
Like Ancestry or whatever that.
I want to know what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
You know, and if my genetics hold the key to that
You want to know what's wrong
information.
with you, but are you willing to have
I
a
wanna
flare
know.
so that you can get?
No. So let's move on to Dr. Barry. What it's like meeting Dr. Barry. What was it like for you? She met him first. He signed her shirt first, but he also signed my shirt.
And yeah, no, it looks exactly the same.
Yep.
Doctor
Exactly the
signature
same.
for sure.
Yep. Yep. Signed my shirt.
So yeah, I met him yesterday, and that's when I met a bunch of people in line, and it was super sweet. Lots of older people
Yes,
too.
a lot of
I
older
feel
people.
like I
I
was
feel like
one
we're
of the
the youngest. I mean, maybe not me. She
No,
is
yeah.
the youngest, but you know, I'm up there.
I expected more people in the fitness space too,
Yeah.
but there's
Yeah.
not that many.
No.
There's just some buff dudes.
There were some very fit women, some very fit men,
Yeah.
but overall, it's just norms.
Or
like
old
me.
people trying to fix the
Yes,
metabolic
trying to
mess
fix
they're
their
in.
health. Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, I totally fangirled over Dr. Barry. Like, I remember asking him a super chat once, and I was like, oh my god, he's reading it on YouTube, and it's happening. And he's talking
I
to me.
remember that one.
Yeah. And, I'm not super active in the Mighty Networks, so I could talk to him maybe more, but I don't need to.
Don't. Yeah.
But meeting him in person, he's very gracious, very charismatic,
Very nice.
tall,
Very tall.
taller than I
Yeah.
expected.
Wasn't expecting that.
But
I don't know why. I guess we always see him sitting down.
he's a
Probably
friendly
why.
man who you can tell has
Yes.
a spirit that wants to help people, and he's doing that.
He listened to every single one of us.
Yes.
Like
And
every
he didn't
person
cut
in
anyone
line.
off.
Right. We all got our chance to say what we need to say. He said what he needed to say. We took a picture. That was it. But
And there were some people.
who?
Here's my 15th question, and we're all like, so when I met him, I had gotten in line and waited a good long while, and then they're like, oh, Dr. Barry's leaving in 15 minutes, this is your cutoff, and Miss Womp 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 Womp, I'm doing this diet, it's hard, I'm having trouble, frustrated, I could tell, I don't know what she was saying, but that's what she was saying. He didn't cut her off, and everybody behind him, behind her were like,
All the people in line are like,
do you see this line? We've got 15 minutes. But, so I ended up getting to meet him. And it was funny because I did not have a book to sign because I gave it to my doctor. So I had the shirt that my sister made. And I was like, well, this is a keto shirt. Let me have him sign my shirt. And I was like, would you sign my shirt? And he was like, I don't think I've ever done this before. And then the old ladies around me were like, oh, Nisha, watch out, this girl's trying to steal your husband. I was like, no. I'm a friend, not foe. It's like, I have a husband, and Nisha was looking hot. I was like, I don't have a chance anyway.
No
So,
competition.
but yeah, that was pretty funny. He's a funny dude. And like, I did not buy the VIP pass, but I heard the VIP Q&A next door.
The raucous laughter.
To the boring room I was in. And they were laughing, having a great time. And I was like, God, I wish I could just slide under
snake
this
in there.
partition
Yeah.
and go over there. But yeah,
Well,
he's great.
He told me how to diagnose my autoimmune. I've been looking for that answer for years.
And you didn't really come wanting to know that.
No, I didn't ask him a question. I just told him my story and was like, thank you so much. And he was like, well, did they do a biopsy of the fluid in your swollen joint? And I was like, no. And he said, that's dumb. They should have done that. That's how you diagnose that. You shouldn't have known that. They should have known that. And I was like,
But then the question is, are you willing to go back off the diet, to flare yourself, to go through that pain, to get the joint to swell, to have the fluid, to extract with a big giant needle into your joint?
maybe
Do
one
you
day.
want to know that badly?
I'm not scared of the needle. I'm scared of the pain. I'm scared of my joint swelling to 2 to 4 times that size and losing abilities. It took 3 weeks last time to be able to walk again, so.
Thankfully you know how to fix it, but I don't think your family would like you to do that.
No, I have too much to do right now. Maybe one day when it's like, I'm curious, what is it that really attacks me? I'll go eat some Mexican food and swell up like a balloon and have the appointment ready to go.
It's like, do you really need to know, or do you just want to know the fix? You already have
know
that.
it works, yeah.
And I can, I have a story about similar things. So, I guess we both tend toward autoimmune. Mine manifests more in my skin. So I have psoriasis, but it's localized to the back of my head. And but in nursing school, which is incredibly stressful, I did a 1-year bachelor's program, which is incredibly intense, most stress I've had in my life. And I remember sitting in class and my vulva started itching insanely. I am talking about it because it goes along with what you're
Right.
so insane. Like, I knew it was not a yeast infection. Something was very wrong. And it went on for probably a week. Went to a nurse practitioner. They're like, oh, it's a yeast infection. I was like, it's not a yeast infection. I promise you it's not. And they're like, that's a yeast infection. So then I went to a gynecologist. Always go to a specialist.
Yes.
Always. If you don't get the answer that you're satisfied with, go to a specialist. Second opinion, third opinion. Went to the gynecologist, explained my symptoms, and she's like, oh, that's lichen sclerosis. And I'm like, well, what is that? And she's like, well, it's kind of like psoriasis, but on your parts. And some people suffer, so you're more likely to have it if you have psoriasis, and some people suffer with it for a long time, but most of it's post-menopausal women. And the fix is just a mild steroid, just like, topical steroids for psoriasis. So I did that. But she's like, the only way to know for sure is a biopsy. And I'm like, I don't care that much. I don't need a biopsy of my vulva. I'll just use the steroid, thank you, and go on with my life. And thank the Lord, I've never had another flare.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
No,
I don't even put it on my medical history because I don't need to explain that story except to people on YouTube.
Except to random strangers on the internet.
But like, for real, if you know the cure.
Right. Do you need to know the reason? I don't.
Does it have
Not
to
at
have
this
a name?
point. Right. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be RA. I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be because I have all the symptoms.
But your lab work said you didn't have it, right?
All they did was take blood and look for antibodies, but I was not in a flare at the time. I had already found Carnivore and, could walk again. I was having trouble. I couldn't park far away. I was asking for a handicap sticker. And now we walked a mile there, a mile back, and then a mile there, and then a mile back. And we're about to go for a walk again.
Yeah,
so.
We're going to go see the nature parks if it doesn't get dark.
But not a green belt.
Not a green belt. Not in Austin.
Which brings us to what Austin's like these days. At least in this area.
So I spent my college years here, and I think maybe I just had the naive blinders. Plus, I was also with a male all the time.
Feeling a little safe.
I was very rarely not with a male. So, I felt safer. And there were the hobos, but I stuck to like 6th Street or Rainy Street, like these
touristy spots.
Places where there were a lot of people around. So it's like, there's a crackhead right there, but like
there's enough people around that if he
hopefully
tries to stab me,
stabbed in the middle of the street around everybody. I mean, it happens, but it's just like you feel a little safer.
Yeah. Perhaps naively, but we saw there was a green belt on the map.
Yeah, I mean, Austin is known for its green spaces and its beautiful nature. It's gorgeous naturally, except for the people.
A
lot of them.
They don't smell nice here. We went to HEB and it was not an olfactory happy place. No. But anyway, we go to this green belt and we see caution tape in the trash can and we're like, hope that's not an omen. We walked maybe 30 paces in.
It just looks like a nature trail along the creek.
It was like a pretty creek, and it was beautiful. But then you look over there, and there's a hobo camp.
Yeah, we got 5 paces maybe more, 50 yards in.
Not even that.
I was like, I hope crackhead doesn't jump out and stab me. And then we saw the camp across the way.
And like socks and shoes.
There was like a shoe. We were talking about why do people put shoes on power lines?
Yeah, it seems like a thing. And single shoes on the roadside. I don't like that when I see it. It's eerie.
Yeah.
This was a single shoe on the path we were walking at.
And then a sock.
And then socks with hobo camps over here. And we both just got this feeling.
Yeah.
I was like,
do not continue.
And she turned around and said, should we go? Should we go now? And I was like, yeah, let's go.
You want to leave? How do you?
Yeah, and then we got back into like the city, which normally makes me like, but I was like, la, la,
Like,
la, like birds are
safety.
singing, and there's people that aren't crackheads right at this moment. And then I got like almost knocked down by a electric bike. That was fun. From behind, just all of a sudden.
I've been telling her how much I love these electric bikes and scooters. They're so much fun because I'm a
scared
thrill
of them.
seeker. And we're sitting at a crosswalk and somebody like turns one on and like it goes off and smacks her in the butt.
Yeah. In the back of the knee. And I just kind of was like, what just happened? I was standing at a crosswalk. It wasn't a car. What was that? And it was a bike and a very apologetic lady, but yeah.
Was it the
fun.
lady or the man?
It was the lady.
Oh.
Yeah, and he was like, what did you do?
She probably pressed go
Yeah, maybe
and
so.
it went.
Yeah, so we didn't get raped or murdered, so that was great.
Thank God.
We went to a cute little park.
But you know, the situation with homeless and drug addicted people, it's been that way since 2009. When I was here a lot, because I remember walking down the road. I can't remember which. I think it was South Congress with Michael, my husband, and we had just gotten home sliced pizza, which is not keto, but it's delicious. And we had some to go, and we're walking back to our car, and there's like 3 hobos, whatever the PC term is, and
Homeless persons.
hobos. That's the nice term.
Domicile deficient person.
Substance addicted.
Yeah, it's so sad, y'all. It's sad.
So anyway, we see these guys, and we're like, oh man, they're hungry. Like, we'll give them this delicious home sliced pizza that I paid a lot of money for. We give them the pizza, and then one of them goes, "Can I have a turn, or can I borrow your girlfriend?" And I was like, "Give me the pizza back."
You can't have it anymore.
No longer have my mercy.
Nope.
Yeah. So
Turds.
man, yeah. But the funny thing was, the guy said that, and then another hobo was like, "Dude, really?
What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is morality, I guess, out there.
Yeah.
Some will stab you, and some will not.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice.
Either way, I
Like the
keep my
not stabby
distance.
Yeah.
Because this country girl does not like being around this stuff without my husband.
Yeah. We're scrappy though. We wouldn't go down without a fight.
I was actually imagining that last night as I was trying to fall asleep and not.
Yeah.
I was like, what if a hobo had like popped out and like tried to jack us up? And I was like, I know I'd kick some ass.
We tag team them.
Yeah, and I was like, what would April do? I'm like, she would kick some butt too.
Absolutely. Mama bear would be like,
Absolutely.
roar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Superhuman strength, superhuman bravery, and
Mhm.
fighting skills. Because I got none.
I don't know karate,
No.
but I know karate.
Yes.
And my dad wrestled with me. It sounds weird to say, but like he was just very
we
like
had to get out of his grip.
scrappy and
He's
strong.
very strong.
And so I've been getting away from a strong man for a long time.
For a while, yep.
No weirdness, but just legit.
Although saying, I'm gonna pee doesn't really work that well with actual ne'er-do-wells. So we did not eat out at all on this trip, which sucks, but everything's expensive. And we went to H-E-B, which is where the stinky people were. It was a really crappy
probably
H-E-B.
the worst H-E-B I've
one
ever been
the
in.
city.
I didn't know this one existed,
Yeah.
and I thought it was the crappy one, and then I got there and I was like, no, this is actually worse.
The crappy one. Yeah. So, forgot where I was going with. We
The
bought
price.
groceries. Yeah. It was 117 or 114.10 or something like that, because I gave you 57.05. Anyway, so we got 2 bottles of wine. Not for the same night. We got 3 pounds,
3 pounds of ground beef.
like the 70-30 type. We got a pack of sausage, 2-pack of deli meat, a pack of cheese, some mustard, some garlic powder, waters. Yeah, we got like plain water and sparkling water, heavy whipping cream, which we thought they didn't have, and there was all this like oat milk and almond milk. We're like,
Yeah.
what the crap is this? Yeah, we found it. They hid it.
Cream was
Like around
separate.
the corner. It was weird. Eggs, bacon, coffee. I think that's about it.
pretty much.
Yeah, that's about it. So we got all that, and that was $114. But yeah.
2 people, 2 days.
yeah, which when you think of it that way, it's not that bad. It's like $25 a person for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
But I feel like back in the day it would have been
No, it would have been so much cheaper.
like $60.
Yeah, but I brought Indigo Neely's Next Level Yeasted Butter Bread. I got to meet her today. It was awesome. And thank her for the bread
Yes.
recipe.
It's good.
It is good, yeah.
I
We had
don't
it as
have the
toast and-
patience to make it, but now that I've had it, I'm like, I might make it.
Yeah. The buns are easy, you know.
Yeah, I just have to buy the
The ingredients.
cuppies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the egg. I don't have any of those ingredients. It'd be a lot of investment initially for me, but
Yeah. But it's been good. We had sandwiches when we took our lunch break today. That was nice. We didn't starve today. We had a big breakfast and
let's talk about yesterday though.
oh yeah.
So yesterday, I live about 2 hours from here, and so we drove from my house Friday morning, and I don't know what was going through our heads when we scheduled our DEXA scans. Why
Just
we
to get it
scheduled
out of the
them
way.
at
9:30 basically.
9 in the morning, very first thing. So basically, we had to leave my house at 7 without food, 1 cup of coffee.
I had one hard boiled egg just because I was peeling them at the time. You had
did
nothing.
not. So we got here, we got parked, we hadn't even come to the VRBO or whatever this is,
Airbnb.
poopy place. And so we went straight to the convention center and we tried to get our bearings and like get to the DEXA scan because we're like country girls in this big place and we're like, what do we do? We gotta go to the place. We're supposed to be here at 9,
I
whatever.
don't want to be late.
Don't want to be late because they were like, we sold out and we're super busy and you better come when you're told. So yeah, we did that, and then we started going to the classes, and they are back to back to back to back. And for me, I'm like, I spent a good amount of money to come here, so I need to get as much in as I can. And so I'm like, okay, well maybe I'll eat at the next stop, or maybe we'll break at the next stop. Plus, you couldn't exit the parking garage and come back, so we didn't
Without paying again.
Because we're cheap, okay? And like
It was $10 day one. It's $15 today. I bet it's $15
so
tomorrow,
like
too.
no reentry. So
They're
wherever we
jacking
went
it
to
up.
eat, we would have had to walk. So we
Right.
went back to the parking garage, pulled out the hard-boiled eggs she ate, and ate like
And-
snakes.
The buns, the butter bread buns.
Yeah, those came in clutch.
Yeah. It was good.
So don't do that.
Yeah.
Take a food break
Yeah. We did today.
unless you're fasting.
But we had to skip a class.
yes,
Like we couldn't go to a class we wanted to go to because we had to eat.
I have serious FOMO, so I wanted to go to each one because, again, paid money to be here, not money that my employer is paying for me to be here.
Right.
This is for my own personal benefit, so I just didn't want to miss anything, and so I starved. And then
So she did the cold plunge. I have footage. That'll be in the next video.
why am I the way that I am? Why do I have to do these?
I don't know. I'm glad it
Silly
made for great
things.
footage, and I didn't have to do it. I do want to do it, but I want to do it like not at a convention.
With a bunch of
in
people. Well, the
front of
good thing
everyone.
was that
It was
was
early
first
in the
thing in the
morning.
morning, so there wasn't a line, and
You were first one.
I could, yeah. I was like, get to your station, sir. I see
Yeah.
you walking around. I want to plunge.
Where's everybody?
Come on. So, I have never cold plunged, and I just wanted to try it. But I have that personality where it's like, I like a challenge, and I'm going to prove to you that I can surpass your expectations for this challenge. Which is stupid. Stupid pride. But anyway, I got in there.
Turned out.
And honestly, it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. Now, if I had put my forearms in the water, maybe it would have been worse. But I didn't get that, like, I'm going to die feeling. I guess people say it's like an adrenaline rush, you think you're going to die or something, but I was just like, this is really freaking cold. And it felt like my skin was freezing. Or like icicles were forming on my skin or something. Like
Yeah.
the skin itself was freezing. It was burning and weird.
And you came out really red.
Yes.
Really red. But she stayed in for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They let her stay in for as long as she could because you were the only one. You were the
Yeah.
first one.
I think he said that usually they try not to let people stay past 3 minutes.
But he was distracted with somebody else. So there was
Oh.
no one running a timer except me.
So I guess if like meditation's your thing, it might be a good time to do that. But putting your brain somewhere else is helpful. Because I was just talking to people about stuff, and then I stayed in for 5 minutes. I was like, okay, that's doable.
Yeah.
I wonder how long I could have stayed. I started getting the shivers, and I'm like, so when does hypothermia happen? And like, when should I be concerned about that?
That's the danger zone.
Yeah.
And then she got in a sauna. The one I
Yes,
want to get.
you like
warmed
zip up
back
to your
a little
neck.
bit.
I think that's the way to go. I do
Yeah.
not like the humidity because I already live in Texas.
Right.
So give me dry heat, I guess,
Yeah.
and also not on my face.
Yeah, and I like the infrared. I like it better than regular sauna.
Why is that?
It just feels better.
It's like deeper penetration almost.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
feel like
just-
it's more therapeutic and less just I am in a very hot, dry room.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of breathing in stings your nose and sinuses and stuff like that because it's so dang hot. But the infrared doesn't get as hot. But I find that I sweat more and sooner in an infrared than I do in the regular sauna.
Yeah, I mean, if I had the money, I would totally.
Plus, I can't afford nor do I have the room for a regular sauna.
Yeah, that is nice.
This thing is like portable,
Yeah.
so I could do that. The cold plunge is portable too.
Yes, that cold plunge
also-
system was really
I
cool.
also want that.
Therasage,
Yeah, Therasage.
not a
That's the one.
sponsor of this video.
No, no one sponsors us.
But cool products.
Yeah. So overall, it was fun. I think I've had fun.
I did like all the weird therapeutic stuff that I've never been
Yeah.
exposed to before.
There's cool stuff.
Like, what was it that we laid on that caused our bones
The-
to...
It was the PMF mat, pulsed electromagnetic frequency. Yeah.
She'll link it down below.
Yeah, sure. I can link it.
Yeah, the website.
I need to get more information. It's clinical based, so you can't just like buy one. You have to go to a place that offers it.
Yeah,
But,
you can go and do it.
yeah. I would love to do it because nothing
No,
has
he
ever
said that you can rent them.
for $900 a month.
Look, you don't know what people's situation is.
No, my situation though is not $900 a month.
But
I
you
can't
talk to lots
swing
of
that.
people on the internet.
The DNA company, $500. You know, once. You know, your genome doesn't change, so that would be a one-time fee.
I met
I really do want to do it.
the co-founder of Keto Mojo.
Oh yeah,
Was
yeah.
at the booth. I didn't expect that. I think that guy's really cool.
Yeah,
He took the time to just chat with me. I don't know. There's just people in this space are so real and cool and
Yeah.
like
everyone's been kind. And
not
courteous.
prideful or
Yeah.
too important. Like even Dr. Barry, he's clearly the most popular.
He's the biggest celebrity there, and he was the most accessible and friendly. And
Yes.
you know, not that anyone else was not accessible. It's just people lined up to see him.
Yes, there was a line and
Yeah,
just super real and genuine and nice.
yeah. Saw Dr. Boz. Didn't talk to her though. Didn't talk to anyone yesterday. Today I went outside my comfort zone and
Did
met a
she
few
do
people.
a talk today or she was just
I don't think she did a talk. No.
she's been there 2 days and hasn't
yeah.
done anything for the general public.
Well, she did not the general public. She did a VIP
Yeah,
meet and greet.
but I'm just
we're
wanting to
not
point out that she did not do
VIPs.
anything for the general public.
No, I don't believe so. Maybe we just didn't go to her talk.
I think I would have chosen that.
She's got to have a talk. You don't fly all the way out here and not have a talk.
Who was it that talked about the cholesterol? Was that her? Sizing up the cholesterol. I think that was her.
Oh,
Maybe I
was
need
it?
to retract my statement.
We didn't go to that one, clearly. I learned a lot about thyroid health that I need to gather my thoughts on because that was really important to me. The liver health was also important. Genetic health was also important. Learned a lot. Yeah, too much.
I know. Now I'm worried about my thyroid and my liver, and I don't have any problems with that.
But tomorrow is a short day, and then we're going home. Look forward to home.
Miss my babies.
Yes,
And my
me
husband.
too.
My bed
husband.
and sleep.
Cats. I don't miss my RV. I do miss my bed. I wish I could just go move into my house, but
Yeah, this really hasn't been much of an escape for you.
no. I have less counter space here than I do in my RV. That's telling you something. I'll show you. I have video.
But we do plan on eating out, at least trying Terry
Possibly
Black's.
tomorrow. The Terry Blacks is right across the street. We can just walk
It
there.
is right across the street, or we can stop in Lockhart, which has the two. I don't know if they're open on Sundays though.
Ooh, we gotta see.
Womp womp.
That would stink.
That would really
To
stink.
get there all hungry and they're like, no, it's Sunday.
Like the lingering smell of
Chick-fil-A.
barbecue in the air. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've exhausted everything we had to talk about. We are exhausted. So,
Would you do it again?
Come to KetoCon again? Yeah, I'm coming next year for sure.
I mean, for me, it's just so convenient. Like, I don't want to go on the cruise. I don't want to go to. I mean, I do want to go to Denver, but like, is that realistic for a mom in her mid-30s?
Not in February. Maybe if they picked a different month.
No, I like the snow.
I do too, but it's so cold.
I would just run out there and slide on it and eat it and roll around in it because I never get to see it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it kept playing in my head like KetoCon is one of the biggest. KetoCon is one of the biggest. I'm like, this is really one of the biggest? Because I've been to bigger conventions by far. But I like how they have it organized. I think it's well organized and well done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just kind of hoping for more breakthrough for myself. But I think that's just very dependent on what the minds are coming up with at the time, what talks.
Yeah, because you're less troubleshooting and trying to lose weight than you are just maintaining and gaining muscle and getting fit and healthy kind of thing. And that's not really...
Well, yeah, that's my goals, but I'm also just interested in the biology of it, the nitty-gritty. You know, I'm into fertility and proper human diet because I'm a lactation consultant. So from the very beginning... Maybe that's what I should be like. I'll give a talk on the proper human diet for the lifespan.
Yeah, for lifespan.
But just, you know, broadening my knowledge base and my horizons, and I just don't feel like I've learned too terribly much that wasn't already on YouTube.
I have. I've learned scientific specifics, but I went to scientific specific.
Well, so did I.
Talks.
Well, but maybe I just don't care about things like the peptides. What were that?
Yeah, you went to the peptides one. I was gonna go to that one, but then I switched.
Modulator peptides.
Yeah.
I'm just not sold on that. I'm just like, okay, you've been studying this for a little bit, but like, what if these peptides, you know, had an adverse effect? You're not talking about that.
Yeah.
So they're just like, let's throw all the peptides, your brain peptides and lung peptides and kidney peptides and all these peptides. Let's just make your body just do all this stuff that it's been kind of downgrading, but maybe there's a reason for that.
What's a peptide? Isn't it just like a string of protein?
It is a small protein, but it gets into the cell nucleus and activates certain DNA to turn on to like regenerate certain parts of the body.
Okay.
So there's ones that are focused for the pineal gland, there's ones that focus on the thymus, there's ones that focus on the lungs, and she got really specific. I think she said there's like 21 so different ones. Maybe there's a thyroid one.
Maybe there is a thyroid peptide.
But it's all very like, I don't know. I just didn't.
Can you eat peptides, or do you have to take supplements for them?
So she said that the supplements, they sell supplements.
Of course they do.
Of course they do. How convenient, right?
Yeah.
That that you can take. You can also be part of the study, which she said she was, which is interesting. But also eating liver. But it's...
They all have said, well, maybe not all, but at least 3 or 4 different talks.
I do plan to eat more
talked
liver.
about liver. Yeah, I'm gonna go home, cut up my frozen liver, and take it like pills.
I think we should do a challenge. 3 different ways to make liver and try to make it taste good.
I'd rather just pop
Like
a frozen
like a cooking show.
raw slice of liver.
I'm trying to give you content right now.
I know, but I don't want that content. Nobody's gonna want to watch that. They're like, 3 ways to make liver. Next.
No, I don't think so. Listen to all the people at this who are telling you to eat liver.
Okay, if you want me to make liver recipes, let me know.
Comment.
Yeah.
I'm right.
Beef liver specifically. I think chicken liver has some nutritive value, but everyone was like beef liver. Beef liver.
So the beef liver has the... I can't remember what it was called.
There's
something
copper and...
Something peptides.
Oh, yeah.
Those
peptides.
modulator...
Oh, okay.
Biomodulator peptides, something like that.
I don't know.
Something fancy.
I don't want to look at the notes right now. You're gonna look.
Yeah, it was stupid.
That's tomorrow. Yeah, bioregulator peptides.
Bioregulator.
A powerful longevity tool straight from nature.
Straight from nature.
But
Except
you
for
must
maybe,
supplement.
maybe your body decreases these on purpose.
It's just a possibility.
Sometimes I do feel like we just try to control every.
Biohack every single.
Yes.
Like we get new information, we're like, let's hack it to max.
I do feel like that's been an overarching theme that I have felt communicated is like, you try to be in so control and understand all of these different tiny little details, but in truth, we just need to be more ancient.
Yeah.
We just
get
need to
back
live
basics.
like Stone Age people. Like,
Yeah.
turn off the ring lights and the infrared stuff and the
lights at
blue
night.
lights and live by candlelight and eat animals
Like food, eat real food.
and talk to each other
Yeah.
and think positive and have faith and
Yes.
hope and gratitude.
Mindset is another big
Yeah,
one.
your thoughts affecting your
Yeah.
physical body is so. I mean, that's been reverberated through several of the
Yeah.
talks, and I
Right.
totally agree.
Yeah, I buy into it for sure.
Totally. I don't do law of attraction. I don't do any of that.
That's hooey.
But there is some truth to negativity makes you sick,
Absolutely.
and positivity makes you better.
Right. And it's true. What you focus on is what is most likely to happen. You know, if you're always like, oh, it's going to be terrible, it's going to be terrible. But if you're like, no, I can achieve this, then you can achieve
And you
it.
will.
Yeah.
You'll make it happen.
Right. It might
It's
be
also called a
slow
self-fulfilling prophecy.
and long and difficult, arduous process, but eventually you get there.
Have you heard of self-fulfilling prophecy?
Yeah.
Yeah. What thing?
Yeah, I've seen a few movies that have become self-fulfilling prophecies.
Like Idiocracy.
Yes. And conspiracy theory. Almost all of those aren't even conspiracy theories anymore. It's just like everybody knows that.
If only we could talk about everything and not be censored.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun. Maybe not for my channel. But I think we covered everything. Don't you?
I think so.
Tomorrow morning, a new video will come out where I talk about KB's Dangerous Jesus. I gave it to her, so she's going to read it. She hasn't read it yet.
Can't wait.
So I hope you watch it and enjoy it. And tomorrow's day 3. And next week, I will have a KetoCon video. Recapping all the things. We met a friendly squirrel. It like almost ran up my leg. And I thought I was getting footage. I'm just holding a camera and it took a picture of nothing. And
Did you even
didn't
get a
do any
picture of
video.
the squirrel?
No, I have
You didn't
nothing.
even get
I have
it.
nothing.
Literally like almost ran up her leg.
Yeah, I was like, ooh. Oh, little squirrel.
It wanted
You know.
food.
Yeah, it wanted food. It was used to people. It had teeth. It was definitely a mom.
So instead of going to the death forest,
Yes.
what'd you call it? Fear forest? Freaky forest?
The rapey stabby fear forest. Yes. The forest of
So we
hobos
left
and
that place and went to Happy Forest right near the event
fear.
center.
Right outside the
Right.
the
It's a
convention center.
very cool park.
Amazing park. Like if you have kids, it's a great park.
Totally.
I don't know what it's called,
Also
but
kind
it's
of fun.
awesome.
I had fun on it this morning.
Yeah, she played on it. I got footage of that too.
7:30 when we were
Mhm.
turned away from the VIP
Or entrepreneur,
entrepreneurship
whatever.
talk.
Yeah. We were denied access.
So I played at a park like a child.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
It's good. I enjoyed watching you. All right. Until next time, stay beautiful, friends.